Hey, what's going on, Buckshottery News? You're all very welcome. Tom O'Mahony here, your host of Buckshot for Friday the 13th. Woo! 13th of July, episode 66. I don't know, is there some the spookiness in that? I don't know. Who's into the ghosts? I'm watching American fucking ghost hunt or ghost stories. American horror story, is it? Not bad. I mean, not as shite as most horror yokes go. I know I'm late to the party on that, but which is typical of me anyway. I'm normally about 4 years behind everything. Bar the Handmaid's Tale, I'm up to date on that shit. Also, if you do look at my YouTube page, I threw up a thing from about 3 years ago that we did for TV3, myself and Gordon Hayden and Tim Kelly. And I thought, right, I'll just chuck this up. I had it. Thought nothing more. I threw it up with all my stupid cooking videos and sound or stand-up clips and stuff and all the rest of it. It's the most commented on. Like every day there's somebody commenting on this. It's a ghost thing we did down Loftus Hall. Give it a look if you're into ghosty stuff. It's not actually bad. The production value is very, very good on it. It's about 40 minutes long if you have a gander at it. I'm just saying. Actually, do you know what? I'll stick it in the description of this just in case you want to. You're all very welcome. I won't keep you long, of course, because that's for the Ramble Pod chit chats. We got rain. Finally, drop of rain. Now I'm going to have to cut the fucking lawn again. Great stuff. Also, I had somebody come back to me. They found out, I've had a few people bullshitting, all right, that they were, a few, actually, I thought only one would do it, but a few people bullshitting that they were in Bermuda. Turns out they're not in Bermuda at all. But there is a balaclava in Australia. There you go. One of the lads tweeted me. They picked a snapshot from Google Earth. I love that. Do you know what? There's way more joy in that somebody went and said, hey, because it creates conversation, that I didn't go and Google it and go, right, in my own head. It actually created a bit of crack. So do you know what? I'm never Googling anything again. Fuck that. I'm just going to just go ahead and just throw it out there and see what people want to come up with. Because at least it creates a bit of crack. Gives us something to talk about. Doesn't it? I think Google just answers questions way too fucking quickly. If you're watching, it'll be on, I don't know what channel it's going to be on, but friend of the podcast, Will motherfucking Fleury, the raw bastard himself, he's fighting his debut fight for Bellator. He's fighting in Bellator 203 this weekend I'm doing this outside in the lawn, actually, at Thursday night. I'm doing this, it's about 10:30, 11. So if you do hear cars flying by, or me getting bit by fucking mosquitoes, or midges really is what we have in this country. We don't really have mosquitoes. But yeah, he's fighting this weekend. I couldn't tell you what sports channel it's on, but he is the feature middleweight fight, which is a really big step up for him, and he's a bad motherfucker. And if anybody has listened, go back to the Will Fleury one. He's an interesting guy. The fact that he doesn't come from, the School of Hard Knocks style, but he's as genuine, as legit as motherfuckers you're ever going to come across, So yeah, he's fighting this weekend. Very excited for him. Also, I will be, before I'm talking to you next on the Ramble Pod, I will be headlining in the it's just called Cherry Comedy now, Cherry Comedy Club in Whelan's this coming Monday night, which is always a fucking little belter. Going to be horsing out a little bit of new stuff, but kind of firing up the engines, because from then on it's gigging, comedy club gigging for a couple of weeks. Back on that trail again. Right, moving on to today's guest. Today's guest, a long-term buddy of mine. I'm going to have him and his comedy partner, Lorcan, on as well at some stage. But I'm going to have that a pure musical one, and just the lads bantering. But Emmet was just, you know what I mean? I've been wanting to have him on for ages, because he's just so good with just knowledge and storytelling and stuff like that, and his impressions are out. This guy was doing impressions long before any Schaefer motherfucker, and he can act. Do you know what I mean? We talk about it on stage that he can sing. Fucker's a really good dancer, very good impressions, very, very funny comedian. You know what I mean? Oh, he has the full package. And throughout this, I'm actually going to bang up the video of this too, because I'm going to throw up clips of it up on the YouTube like a pure alpha. After this week, I have some weekends to myself again, so I will actually be able to fucking get to fucking work on this stuff, because it's just, even the weekdays are just jammers with gigs now, the corporate stuff. But next week, I'm in good shape. all that's really on next week during the day, bar the comedy gigs at night. During the day, I have to get the dog's hair clipped. Got a place, found a place. But Emmet is absolutely fucking brilliant. You're going to love him. I'll put all the links to the boys in the description of this. Enjoy the living shit out of Emmet Quinn, everybody. Emmet Quinn, how are you doing?
Tom, I'm Anthony. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm flying it. Where if you do hear any scoffing in the background, we stopped like two ladies who lunch outside Le Petit Parisian.
Le Petit Parisien, the little
And we went and got
person from Paris.
Is that custard on top of your pie?
Oh yeah, I never really asked. No, she just called it strawberry tart. I thought she was talking to me, to be honest.
Oh! And I went for the pecan. But there was no, like, I was kind of, when I said pecan there, is that the pecan, what's the rest of the shit? I was expecting her to actually kind of give me a heads up. Oh, well, what we have in that.
Yeah.
She clearly, as you were saying, like, pretty woman, but clearly not eating all the buns.
Yeah.
You need to be telling, you know what I mean? Like, what was it, Fat Butcher?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can only trust a fat butcher.
If anybody does, the dogs are back. As of Edwin Salmon episode, you may hear a couple of Yorkies just barking in the background, but they've been up and down. I think they're more at ease with you than they were with Edwin that day. And Edwin would look a bit closer to him with his beard.
I have a way with the beasts. Calm yourselves.
Or have you that Crocodile Dundee trick, you know?
Wasn't something like that?
Yeah.
You get the yak or the water.
I was so upset. Did you see there was like a fake ad for Crocodile Dundee 4?
No.
Yeah. It's had your man Hemsworth in it.
Chris Hemsworth.
And Danny.
Thor.
Yeah, Danny McBride. And I was like, this could be the greatest movie ever. And then, like, I shared it. It was like, this is Crocodile, because he was supposed to be, Danny McBride was playing Crocodile Dundee's son.
Right.
And he turns up.
Oh, yeah, because the son is in the third one. Right?
Yeah, but he's now such a lump. Like, he's not a bit like.
Yeah, okay.
You know, and he jumps off the bus in the Outback, and Chris Hemsworth stand there looking all Australian, like with the khaki and the hat, and he's like Brian Dundee or something. You know what I mean? He's like, Brian Dundee. He's like, yep. He's like, really? And he's got like, you know, the neck yoke for sleeping on buses or sleeping on planes. Yeah, he just looks so out of shape. He doesn't look a bit like his hunter dad. Like, he's like, really? He goes, yeah. No, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Crocodile Dundee? Wow. And like that, it plays out that he's trying to do. I'm like, this could be the greatest movie ever. And then at the end of it, no, it was celebrating Australia.
So it was just a fake ad sketch thing. Oh,
but it got shared like shit, and then somebody messaged him and said, Tom, that's like, for the love of Jesus.
But this can happen sometimes. Like, I think, who did it? Robert Rodriguez, when he made the Grindhouse movies with Tarantino, and he did a couple of fake trailers, and one of the fake trailers was Machete.
No.
So that was a fake trailer, and everyone went, that's a fake trailer? That's not a movie? And he was like, no, it's a fake trailer. And everyone went, make the movie. And he went, are you sure? If I made this movie, which is all
Danny is rubbing his hands together.
Danny Trejo was like, yeah. And he did. That's where Machete came from. It was a trailer in the Grindhouse double bill with Tarantino. And the people, the cult classic that it became, people wrote in and said, or wrote in, I showed my age, and said, on a stamped addressed envelope to Robert Rodriguez, and made him make the movie, and now he's made bloody two of them, you know.
How could you not make a movie that involves a strimmer?
Yeah.
Attacking a bunch of lads with a strimmer. Jesus Christ. Was that the one where you kept a gun up her?
Oh, at one point, she was. That's the second one.
Uppa.
Machete. Uppa. Do you know what I mean?
Uppa.
She kept gun uppa.
Do you know what? I am speaking with a northern accent all morning because
you've been watching League of Gentlemen.
League of Gentlemen, but I also had Tetley tea.
Tetley.
Tetley.
That's how Stephen Fry would say it. Oh, I love a bit of Tetley. And you have to pull. You have to pull your chin down into your neck. Chin. Oh. Get your power.
I know, it's such, like, it is there's so much humour in that accent, but there's times you're like, I couldn't have a solicitor with that accent. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You could absolutely be any of my mates, you could be me barman, no worries.
Yeah.
But even it was fucking with my head out there you know,
I'm afraid, Mr. Manny, I'm afraid it's cancer.
Yeah, fuck it. I've been high-fiving the guy and everything. Because even when we went, we met a bloke on we were staying at like a glamping site in Leitrim. And the couple that owned it, they were unbelievable. They built this whole thing by hand, quite literally. It was real environmentally friendly, all composting toilets and stuff, but they had it done. Like, did you see the pictures? We stayed in a Hobbit house. Was I telling you about that? Fuck, I'd have to show you.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
you did tell me, yeah.
So, but, like, your man walks down, he's built like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like, he's got shades on, like, he looks like he's been surfing his whole life, just fucking ripped to death, like, and...
This is your chalet.
And he's walking down, you're either expecting that voice or, hello? How are you? Because the place had an Aussie look about it too. Like, they had the kitchen, the communal kitchen, which was made out of, like, wrinkly tin, you know, and all the rest of it, the big old barbecue.
Yeah.
But he walks down and he's like, morning, hello. And it just threw me. It was like, there are certain people suited to having that accent, and you don't. It doesn't suit you. Like, his parents were over visiting they were all from up north. They were St. Helens. Right. So there's no H at all there. It's just
St. Helens.
St. Helens. And
if you think you'd spell it like Sintillons.
Yes,
St. Helens.
That's exactly what. And they looked it. The mother was a little woman with big square glasses like Deirdre, and she had a lovely pen. And the father had a beautiful come over, and he was actually walking around in like a pullover shirt or pullover jumper with no shirt underneath at all.
Wow.
That's exactly who should have that accent. Mm-hmm. Turns out 40 years he worked for Titley.
Of course.
Work for Titley. And I was like, well, yeah. But
when I retired, they gave me a golden teapot. Lovely.
We were talking because we were waiting outside because we were double booked or whatever. But and obviously the impressions are a big part of your life.
Yeah. Because
it's just so funny. Yeah. And it's easily expressed, isn't it? Like when you get to a point, like, at what stage did you know when you were younger? Because I need to clarify that Emmet isn't an impressionist. He's a comedian, but who has really good impressions. But obviously, and a very good singer. Was singing kind of the first role for you? Or how?
Not at all. I remember being in school musicals.
In Edenderry?
In Edenderry. I did a few school musicals. And I used to say to them, like, I would say, you'd be like Henry Higgins or something in My Fair Lady.
Right, yeah.
And I convinced myself, I can't sing, so.
What?
So you're doing a musical as Henry Higgins, and I would, like, more or less talk my way through the songs,
So did you take coaching, or what the hell happened? Because you can now really, really sing.
I just joined a band then, in my teens, and belted out tunes and all that. Even at that, I thought, I wasn't really...
But nobody was pulling you up on the fact that you couldn't sing.
No.
So you clearly must have been able to sing. What was the first band you were in?
The first band I was in was called Manic Nirvana.
Right.
In Edenderry, yeah.
And what year, when are we talking?
We're talking, let me see. So, in 94 I was 20, so I was in that band when I was about 17. So, 91?
Right.
Yeah, about 91. We were
right.
For a couple of years, yeah. It was a great crack.
We may be joined by somebody else here as they walk. There seems somebody's playing with the dogs up above.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to worry.
They're ridiculously cute. I don't blame you at all.
Was it a tribute act to Nirvana?
No, not at all. Because Nirvana hadn't broke yet.
Oh yeah, motherfuckers!
They were just around the corner, like. And
Seattle meets awfully.
It was cold, yeah, and it was just as miserable and wet.
Feeling car industry.
yeah. Pissed off old man. It was a Robert Plant solo album.
Right.
Called Manic Nirvana. One of the lads in the band went, it's a great album, man. We should call ourselves Manic Nirvana. We went, yeah, all right.
All along here.
And we had an EP called Veronica Speedwell.
Yes.
Veronica Speedwell.
Oh my God. What's Veronica Speedwell from again?
Veronica Speedwell is
the Avengers.
No, but it should be. Absolutely.
Isn't it?
Veronica Speedwell.
By Avengers we mean old man Avengers like myself and Emmet, remember?
Yes, John Steed.
And, now he was cool. Like
and Emma Peel.
Yeah. Oh my God! Just Emma Peel back in the day.
Diana Rigg.
Yeah. Say no more.
She had some rig.
I don't that rig. What?
Veronica Speedwell was a little plant or something, like some sort of flower or something like that.
I'm always perplexed by that. Who's allowed to just name... Say you discover, obviously she's some rich fella's daughter who went off on an adventure thing back in Folly.
Yeah.
Probably the Grand Tour. Back in the day. Has anybody named that plant?
Yeah.
No. Well, I'm fucking calling it all. It's like John Dory, the fish.
There's a fish called John Dory.
There's a fish called John Dory. Like there's cod hake and all the rest of it, and then you get to...
A fish with an actual name.
A full name.
Mr. Dory.
Yeah. Like, did that... I Google nothing. So I don't ever want to know the actual real... Because there's no fun in knowing the real facts. What are you going to do with them? I prefer to sit here with the likes...
Or somebody with them.
I prefer to sit here with the likes of you and go, where do you reckon that came from?
Yeah.
How low was John's self-esteem to say that he had to go...
Yeah, I'm a fish, and that's all I'll ever be, a bottom feeder. Maybe Veronica Speedwell might have been a weed. It could have been like named out of bitterness, you know.
Yeah. Jesus, I didn't think of that.
Strangling vine, and he's like, oh, that's Veronica Speedwell, that is. That's what it reminds me of.
Fuck, that's brilliant.
As opposed to a beautiful flower. He could be like, just named it after some bitch that he ate.
Man, that's a brilliant idea. Yeah. Some botanist, 18th century botanist.
That broke his heart, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Bitch. That's brilliant. So what was, where did yourself and Lorcan meet then? Because you are one half of Totally Wired.
Yeah, that's right. Comedy music duo, Ireland's oldest and least successful boy band, Totally Wired.
I don't know. I've met a couple of shite boy bands.
Well, that's the thing. You were talking about the singing.
So what was the timeline? So you were Manic, Nirvana.
Yeah, and then that was just a teenage shenanigans.
But then you've where did fake? Now I'm jumping back and forth. Where did faking being in college happen? That was an amazing thing you were telling me one time.
Oh yeah.
You pretended to be in college.
I did, yeah, and I mentioned
for whose benefit?
Mine actually, and the girl I was seeing at the time. So I'm in the band, Manic Nirvana, and we had a great time down in Edenderry. We did really well, and then at one point there was some competition on, I don't know if you remember this TV show of a Sunday, it was all music videos called Beatbox or something.
Yes,
right?
yeah.
And they did a competition, if you send us in a demo, and if we like it, we'll send somebody down to your town and shoot a video. And
fucking wow.
And they're doing that in every county. So 2 bands per county or something like that. So we won our one, sent a tape in, they liked it, next thing they came down and we made a little video in the town hall and it got on the TV.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool.
Have you ever gotten the footage of that?
We used to have like a video cassette, says Ed Sermon.
Oh God, that'd be so good.
A video cassette tape. But I'm always convinced, though, that somebody told me that everything that RT has ever done, it's all...
It is archived.
It's all there, and it's all archived
there,
and digitized now. Mm-hmm. So if I did really want it, I'm sure I could find it,
That has to be done.
Yeah.
That has to be done.
And the song was about 7 minutes long, and your man shot like a 7-minute video, but he whittled it down, obviously, because it was only 3 minutes on TV. So, but somewhere there exists this ridiculous 7-minute long video for the song. The song was called Me or something, really self-indulgent. And so on the basis of that, we started, the lads who was coming up with the name for the band, Manic Nirvana, Veronica Speedwell and all that, off he popped to UCD, and I was kind of, oh shit, but you're a really integral part of the band. And he was like, don't worry, I'll get some gigs up there.
Right.
So we went to...
I suppose Dublin would have seemed far away, but really it's only about 40 miles.
No, it was. It was 38, and I remember there was a sign in Edenderry that said 38 and a quarter.
And a quarter miles, yeah.
There's a little fraction.
You could hit the 38 and go, well, fuck that, I'm turning back. I have it,
I'll walk the rest.
Yeah.
So, he started getting us gigs up in UCD.
Right.
So we used to play the UCD bar, and we'd also play the old Rock Garden, and there was a place called Charlie's on Amiens Street and all that, so... we were always going back and forth, and so I went up there and I met a lovely girl.
Wow! So you were of college age too, so it wasn't yeah.
Long hair, exactly as you said.
Looked the part.
So I met this girl, and then we used to. I won't say her name because she actually works in media now.
Does she?
Yeah, I met her a while ago, and she's like, "Hey, how's it going?" I was like, "Oh, hey, yeah." So we went to we went to UCD, do the gigs, and I met her, and then it became a regular thing. And me and her started going out with each other. You know?
Right.
And I used to go back home to Edenderry. What was I? I guess I was only 18 or something like that.
Right, yeah.
And I go back and forth to Edenderry, and I go home, hang out for a day or two, and go back up and kind of stay with her on campus in UCD, in Merville, it was called.
Oh, yeah.
And stay in her place.
And to pass the day while she's in college, would you tip into college as well?
And I'm tentatively saying this like it's a big deal, who gives a shit? It was 20 odd years ago.
That's class. That's shit from a movie kind of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Why not?
So one day, I was about to go home, and she says, "Well, why don't you just stay here all the time?" You know what I mean?
Class.
So I said, "How will that work?" She says, "We'll work it out." So I ended up living in her accommodation. With what would have been about 2 other people in there, I guess.
Right.
And there's a whole gang of us. There's a whole gang of her mates, and who became my friends. You know what I mean?
Brilliant.
And I would literally be coached. Right now, look, these are your subjects. If anyone asks you, you're studying English, history, philosophy, and there was something else.
That's some Van Wilder level shit. Like that is brilliant. That is brilliant.
So. And
I'd love if you were given organising marches and shit like that.
Yeah,
you know
I got real into it.
Got real into it, wearing your faculty tie and everything.
So this is all, dare I say it, this is all pre 9/11 or something like that.
Yeah,
where
of course.
Could just
zero security.
Romp into a college and fake being it. But I used to go to lectures and stuff like that.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, just why not?
That's quality.
I was there now, so I would go to lectures. I even joined a film society. And I used to go to these film lectures, and the guy would show you like a Sergei Eisenstein movie or something.
Yeah.
Battleship Potemkin or something. You'd be sitting there in the arts block watching this movie, and then afterwards the lights go up and you go, "So, what did I even think about it?" And you'd be contributing and all that sort of thing. Because after a while, it became like breathing because no one was asking me anything. So,
yeah, of course.
So I did a whole. I lived there for what would you call it? A semester? A term?
So you got a year's free education, essentially, too.
What I got as well was a year's free, what it was like, because, when I grew up, there was no going to college for you, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It just wasn't a thing, I'm sorry to say, we were a working class family, and it just wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
So, but I actually got to experience college for a good year and a half. As in, living on campus, the college life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everything that goes with it, wink.
Where was the band still on the go?
At this stage, no, we petered out after a while. So now I was just living in UCD in love with this girl. She was fantastic.
And what band was next after that? Because obviously you couldn't leave it.
Yeah, that's it. Obviously that didn't bloody last. You know what I mean? At one point, we took a little summer break and we all rented a house together, and then it was time to go back to college. It actually went back for a year or two. No, but as all young love would, I don't know what happened, but it did. It faded. It petered out. It was all over. Heartbreak galore. And all.
Of course, yeah.
So that was it then. I probably just spent my 20s, fecking about as you do.
Nice.
Odd jobs here.
But the thing we were kind of talking about before was about we were talking about why impressions are so. But if you can do them, they're easy. They're brilliant to do. Now I can only just have a handful, but I can't do specific. You're very good at specific ones.
Yeah.
You nail it because you can do the facial expression and the little tics that people have as well.
Yeah.
But then that's not just your bag, and there's a body that that's all lads. Some lads do, and they're.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, they're trade. That's what they're trading on.
Yeah,
they can do impressions, but the same impressions that loads of other lads can do. But then there's nothing else in them.
Well, this is it. That's the thing, man. This is what I've been struggling with lately, right? I don't know if you ever watch that show, The Trip, with Steve Coogan and Rob Brydon.
It's something I meant to watch.
Well, there's a bit in that where Rob Brydon is doing impressions, but he's doing he's doing Roger Moore and people like that, and Ronnie Corbett and all that sort of thing. But Steve Coogan is like, you're constantly doing impressions that if people are under 40, they're not going to know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So so lately I've been kind of going, geez, I better up my game. You know what I mean? That's been pointed out to me as well. You probably want to put in a few impressions of people, because I do my Jack, everybody does your bit of Jack Nicholson. You just
oh my God, just give that face to the camera.
There it is, sweetheart. It's not often you see Jack Nicholson wearing a baseball cap, not even at a game. That type of thing, Of course, you have your De Niro. You pull the face down. That's it. That's all.
And it's like it's minuscule, isn't it? Like you know what I mean? The difference between the two, like.
Yeah.
But what like De Niro seemed to kind of stay in the one, but first De Niro, like I've noticed a lot of actors get away with being the same fella in every fucking thing. Like Tom Hanks is kind of the same fella in everything, really.
Yeah, but he's the same likable chap.
Yeah, he's fierce likable. But I have noticed, like I watched A Few Good Men recently.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in years.
Yeah.
And that is turbo level Jack.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
We were only talking about this the other day. You can watch the sign of a fantastic actor. Is when you're watching Jack Nicholson, you love Jack Nicholson, but you're watching the movie going, you bastard.
You absolute bastard. Hello, puppy.
Hello, darling.
No idea. See the way a dog... I think Ger Staunton has a bit about that. If you don't pet little dogs, they die. It's just a law of the universe, essentially.
Yeah, we say that at gigs sometimes, you know. We say, you know, sing along. If you don't sing along, a puppy will die, you know. So, you know.
And it's not no big dog thing, but have a dog.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, the level. Like, it was funny, I was talking with friends of ours, and they have 2 children. I was going, fuck, I don't know about the notion of children. Jesus Christ, they're some job, like.
Yeah.
And your mum's going, you'll be grand. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, your class with the dog. It's not a million miles off. I can say that, even with the second child, it was like, I daren't ever say that on the first child. People go, oh, you're comparing the child to a dog. He was like, no, a lot of the same responsibilities.
Yeah.
Don't leave it in the car with a lot of heat. Yeah.
There's a lot of eating, shiting.
A lot of, in the first, he goes, it's just shorter period of when they stop fucking shitting on your floor. Basically, that's essentially it. It's like, alright.
They're just talking hairless dogs.
Yeah, that's it. With far less sharp teeth. So, but it was...
Oh, yeah.
But sorry, going back until we were completely... But just about Jack Nicholson, you can hate his character. Yeah.
Or watch De Niro in a movie called This Boy's Life, where he becomes stepfather to a young Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yes.
And he's just the worst asshole, you know. And he's horrible in it. And it's still tough to watch that movie because he's abusive. He beats the crap out of the kid and he's not very nice to his mother and all that thing. And then you're watching it going, I hate you.
But you're still awesome.
It's me, I'm De Niro. I'm just acting. Yeah, but will you stop acting that way because you make me hate you.
Yeah, stop being so fucking class.
Yeah. But Jack, in A Few Good Men is something else.
Can you do Clint? Clint is hard, I'd imagine.
Clint is hard. No,
there's not a lot to be done with Clint, really, though.
No, my favourite is Jim Carrey doing Clint Eastwood.
But he can morph his face,
just morphs
and
his
that's
face
really the selling point. There's nothing in the voice, really.
No, not really. A 19-year-old Jim Carrey act, if you YouTube it, it's a fantastic clip where he just goes like, you know, James Dean, and he turns around and you just come around with the face.
But he has double jointed face. I mean, Jesus Christ, there's bits of his...
I think to the point now where he's in his 50s now, Jim Carrey, and his face is, whoa, it's weather beaten.
Oh,
and I'm kind of wondering, is it from years of...
I bet it is, because you've been guaranteed when he was practicing, before he got, say, on the Johnny Carson or whoever show he was on doing that one.
Yeah.
He must have done each one 1,000 times to be so self-confident to go... What do I select from the fucking golf bag here now? Oh, right, here's De Niro, here's Jack, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's, you know yourself, you can just switch it. But if you're not being you're not getting stopped in the street 10 times in a fucking journey to do it.
Yeah.
And Carey being the sort of fella, he probably would do it. You know.
Again, there's an interview with him saying, you know, I know for a fact someday that I'm going to be getting stopped in the street. I know that's going to happen to me.
Yeah.
And then he just kind of looks off into the distance, almost like he's going to be terrified of his own prophecy. It's the strangest thing.
I think he locked onto a character, didn't he? Like, he became a character for about 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
He just stayed in the Jim Carrey.
And now he's saying, that was a character I did. Jim and Andy, have you seen it yet? The documentary?
I haven't. I want to sit down and just quietly enjoy it.
He actually out and out says that, it was a character, and now he's just being himself.
He's a serious painter, though, as well.
Oh, yeah, serious artist, yeah.
That's supposed to be handy to get good at things when you've 100 million in the bank.
yeah, absolutely. Even George W. Bush, he even paints.
Does he?
He does, yeah.
Jesus.
That's right.
It's a lot in the eyes, isn't it?
After every painting, I say mission accomplished. Because for once, I want it to be true. You see what I'm saying?
There was a period there when I had a beard that people kept on saying I looked from on stage. I looked like him.
Like,
more so, like I was related to him. Like George W.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like I was related to him. I don't know what. It was clearly nothing I was doing. I wasn't doing an impression of the man. But
would you ever try to? You should have tried to cultivate that.
Yeah, 3 or 4 people had said to me, "Going, do you know who you remind me of?"
George Bush with a beard.
Apparently, he's got little pissing the whole
Desert Island Bush.
Yeah.
I fucked everything up and I ran away to an island, Lord of the Flies sort of thing.
I'd be more of like a
Desert Island Discs.
I'd be more of a Silent Bush or something like just
yeah.
Fucking.
I'm your man Friday, Robinson Crusoe. So give us some cheese.
But you know what? I tell you one thing. Like you can paint. I reckon he wasn't half as daft as they made him out to be. Like.
Well, here's another thing about. They say, he was pretty stupid in a sense of he wasn't worldly or.
A politician. He wasn't a custom-built politician.
And neither is what we're dealing with.
Trump there now. Oh Christ, no.
Donald is not a politician. He's a businessman.
But I bet you he'd run some company of chainsaws.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he'd be so cutthroat.
But it's just now I said this on a podcast yesterday as well, and I know I'm going to get grief for it. But people say he's an idiot. It's like he's not an idiot. How can he be an idiot?
Yeah.
And achieve all that billionaire status. And now he's the frickin' president. The guy must be canny in some way, you know. He's a buffoon.
You can't look at anybody that gets to that point. But sure, it's like looking at, say, Lee Evans and going, do you know what? He was really normal in real life. You're going, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. How do you think you sell out Wembley?
Yeah.
You sell out Wembley by being a fucking clown. Yeah. No, you don't. In the background, you're an absolute fucking mover and shaker and a serious operator.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, Trump, he just doesn't have a fuck to give either.
No.
That's the other side. Shame is a great thing, like, to keep fellas in check where you go, I must behave like a politician. He has no shame in built where he goes, I must behave. Like, he could whip his dick out if he felt like it.
I mean, one of his famous faces is him going,
don't give a fuck.
Oh, whatever.
Don't give a fuck.
I'm convinced, right? Here's a little part of like, that is Trump a secret genius, political genius? Yeah. He's like, right, I'm going to piss Kim Jong off so much that he's going to shake hands with South Korea just to spite me.
Yeah.
Just to spite me. And I will bring peace to the Korean Peninsula. And they did it.
Yeah.
The two, as soon as he started pissing him off, the two of them started throwing barbs at each other. Kim Jong-un went, yeah.
And then he rocks back over, and I'm no doubt, I actually joked about this in Galway, because it was 90% an American audience. I went, I guarantee you, that fucker just pulled off the coup of the century.
Absolutely.
He got them so starved, because he got the rest of the world to put an embargo on him.
Yeah.
No, don't be selling him any shit.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden it's all happy waters, and he flies over there and goes, hey, what's the crack? Hey, do you know all that stuff you wanted before?
Yeah.
Like good whiskey, cheese, all that stuff.
Let's
do you know
do
where
business.
you're buying it from? I'd sell it all to you through my company. Like, there's no fucking way he's, like, yes, he doesn't have the savvy that Barack Obama had. Jesus Christ almighty. Like, that man was, like, suave, you know.
I was super cool. You listen to anything I would say. Everyone liked the way I say something, looking over here. Say something profound, and then look over here.
Any president who's exiting speeches, where he drops the mic.
Barack out.
Yeah.
He drops the mic.
Yeah.
Oh, when I saw that, I thought it was like, because, you can fake a lot of stuff these days. I thought it was fake. No, it was real. And he actually kissed the fingers.
Yeah. Give 2 fingers, like, as if why didn't he just pour a 40 for his homies as well? Like,
you know what I mean?
Like,
bloody hell.
But like that, I reckon you're right.
And now to Norwegian Nobel Prize, I guess like the Academy for the awards or something like that. They're putting him forward for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Do you know what? If you wrote it down on paper, like what
this is what he did.
What the fuck did you do? And what did you do? And what did Trump do? You go, do you know what? Like W had 9/11 happened on his watch.
Yeah.
Like Barack is the drone king.
Yeah.
This fella's first 2-3 years, he has brought about peace between North and South Korea and the America.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a lot of bullshitty talk he's done, but you're kind of going, that's actually a serious move he's pulled off there.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Now he just needs to, shake hands with Putin, you know.
Yeah.
But,
which I think,
are
they not meeting next week?
I think they
this
are.
Week
yeah, and if that happens, then he might be one of the better presidents. Yeah. Like, since Bill Clinton. No doubt
you... Do you know what I feel like in Zoolander, where, Zoolander and Hansel kind of go, all of a sudden go, well, why are you being so messed up towards me? Why are you being so messed up towards me? Well, then they hug and shit, and they're best mates.
I think you're right, but he might be the Zoolander president, where he actually builds a school for kids that can't read good. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
So well.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he is actually pulling off a couple of fucking serious moves, like.
Yeah.
Like, you cannot
And now all he has to do is foil the assassination of the president of Malaysia at a fashion show, and he's sorted. Yeah. Check out my blue steel. He actually does
that. He does have blue steel.
He has a little mouth. That's my blue steel. Check it out. Here's Panther.
But
wow.
Here's the thing, like, you can't. I reckon there has been it's almost genetic at this stage. Like, his old lad, like, became a serious fucking beast in business. Like, did you ever see his old lad? Like, he looks like a cartoon character.
It's crazy
with the eyebrows and the mustache, like, looking sternly at him. Like,
I've seen an interview with him where they're building that hotel. They're building,
the Trump Tower
in New York. And the father's on the top floor of the building so far, the construction so far, and he's talking to some Connie Chung or someone like that on ABC, and like you said, he's got I think he has glasses on. I'm not sure, but he's definitely got the big tash. And all
my God!
But he's saying stuff like, this is going to be the best hotel, the best. Honest to God, believe me,
his father
is so great. Yeah, he's doing these little iterations that Donald does. Not as big or anything. But he's saying stuff like, honestly, believe me, it's going to be the greatest hotel, the best place. You're going to want to stay here. Trust me.
And like what his grandfather came from, like he was some operator during the gold rush.
Was he German?
Oh, he was. Yeah. They were Trumpf. Yeah. But he pulled out like. Now it was essentially a bit of a whorehouse and a bar.
Yeah.
But when they went to, where was the first gold rush? It would have obviously been up. Alaska.
Klondike.
But then when it moved down, when they reckoned after a couple of years, the gold was gone and it was worth moving off down closer to Colorado or whatever. Yeah. Your man could have pulled the bar and hotel / brothel down, but he went, nah, I'll...
This is, I'm coining it with this place.
He says, I'm going to, rather than rebuilding, he didn't see the point in rebuilding, he put it up on a barge. Built a barge and floated it down the fucking river, and then got to a certain point, hired a ton of fellas to drag it through the mud and shit. He goes, listen lads, the first couple of rides are for free. He paid him through booze and whatchamacallit, and set up and fucking cleaned up there, made a fucking fortune on the new gold claim. Like,
that's incredible.
But it's like, why would you go rooting for gold when you can...
Yeah.
You go rooting in their
boys. Yeah.
But it's like, I suppose that old thing is, don't be the fella digging the gold, be the fella selling the shovels.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is actually true of some people. Actually did that. I sell shovels.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Why would you be that fucking
Do you think that's where root beer came from?
That was, her name was Beer, and that was pretty much called Tuesday. Yeah. It was root beer.
What you got in here? Well, we got root beer. Root beer.
Did you? Jesus Christ! I nearly swallowed my own tongue. Did you ever do? Surely you have a bill. You surely have a Bill Clinton, do you?
Yeah, your bill kind of has to be up here and just kind of a playful, and always stick out your bottom lip for some reason.
But who have you thought about anybody new? Because you were saying that you were
this is it.
The kids were putting new people, but who's new that has anything like?
Well, for instance, like. I don't do sports, for instance. That's just Jose Mourinho. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
There's all of those there, and what's his Jurgen Klopp and all that.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose in the...
I know what you mean. Like the last classic actor, I guess, will be. I mean, I wouldn't know how to do a Chris Pratt. Does he have a hook?
No.
Does he have anything?
No, he doesn't. He's just American. It's just American.
Yeah, this is it. There's no one really out there with a hook. I hear what you're saying. Like Jim Carrey, maybe, and Tom Cruise are the last ones that have an actual like.
There's no, Jesus, that's a really valid point. That does somebody have a hook? I mean...
Because, you got to have a hook. For some reason...
You can't just walk away.
You can't just be walking around.
Thing up your ass. I could never hear that man's voice without him just go, up your ass.
Watch. Up his ass. The hellhole in Hanoi.
Well, I was going, right, I won't keep you a second. You'll be back to the fucking podcast in just a moment. But I said I'd just jump in here for a second to say thank you very much to everybody who has donated to Patreon so far. It's starting to tick away nicely. Fair play to you. You're pulling together, lads. You're pulling together. This is absolutely fantastic. Like I said, you can follow me on any of the normal platforms like that. Tom O'Mahony Comedy will find me on everything. Obviously on Chatty Snaps, it's Tom Bear O'Mahony. Loving the stuff I'm getting over at the minute. But just to let you know that Patreon, basically, I know this is a free service and I want to keep it free, but I am going to start creating stuff like the videos and things like that. I'm going to start creating stuff for people purely who want to donate to the podcast, and it really does help. You know what I mean? Like that. Even when it comes down to, you got to buy tea and biscuits for the actual guests. But that's that aside. I'm willing to suffer that one. I do want to get better gear though and all the rest, just so we can actually make this thing even more pro, and we can do this together. The idea being that if you know what I mean, you'd pay into anything. You know what I mean? You'd pay into the fucking cinema to see a shit movie, and you wouldn't ask for your money back. If you do like what you're listening, and you would like to contribute to the podcast, whether it's only just $2 to $5 a month, if you want to give more, absolutely fantastic. There'll be shout outs for everybody on the podcast, and I will dedicate the gear to whoever and all the people that do help out. If you want to donate, Patreon, if you haven't heard, it's basically for artists that you do dig and you want to give them a help out and just join in the fucking thing, the movement that they're making and all the rest. Because do you know what? None of these fucking cunts in any of the TV or radio stations are going to help any of us out. So we may as well help ourselves out and make the shit we want to fucking make. And by doing that, you can just go to Patreon. And all it is slinging a couple of dollars a month to go towards the gear and the upkeep of the whole thing. Because I don't want to have to fucking jack this in if something slightly better comes along. By better, I mean some fuckers just want to pay me to do something. I'd sooner just us do this off our own bat. So Patreon, essentially, whether it's somebody who writes poetry or fucking paints pictures, or in this case does podcasts, essentially all it is that you want to be part of the movement. Patreon helps you do that. And like that, I'm going to create a tier system that you do actually get stuff that regular folk won't get. Now, everybody's regular folk. I'm not saying there ain't regular folk, but the idea being is that if you do give something, you get something a little extra back. Just a little something to wet your beak. I'll put the description in this, but for now it's Patreon, patreon.com/Tom O'Mahony Buckshot. If you'd like to donate, it'd be fantastic. But for now, let's go back to the podcast.
Yeah.
But I suppose there's again, going back to the northern accent, Jon Snow. I mean,
yeah, I suppose, yeah, there would be,
I suppose TV is what people are watching nowadays, and there's Kit Harrison doesn't even have a northern accent really, so I suppose he was even told to put one on.
Yeah.
So, this is a profound accent. There's...
Every time I watch Game of Thrones, it's Charles Dance.
Oh my God.
You are a Lannister.
Yeah.
I love saying that line.
Yeah.
When you're after a weekend of singing and your voice is real deep, and you find yourself in a bathroom or something with a load of resonance, you just kind of look around, there's nobody around. Fuck it. You are a Lannister.
Get your shit together.
Get your
shit together.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, man, what an actor. But so somebody was telling me that they met him at Dublin Airport, and they were like, I was disappointed because I thought he'd be a cool... everybody has their bad days. Yeah. And he went, oh my God, you're Charles Dance. I'm a big, big fan. Yeah. Would you mind a photograph? And he went, I don't know who you're talking about. I walked away. And it was clearly Charles Dance. Yeah. You know what I mean? It was probably coming from Belfast down to fly. I
always say, if I ever met Pachino, for instance, or De Niro, I would actually antagonise them.
Would you?
Oh yeah, I'd piss them off. Because all of a sudden then you'd be like, well, get the fuck away from me, you fucking fuck. Yeah, right. You're getting shit from the...
There's times too, who was doing it?
I'm just trying to get a plane, okay? And you people, you want a fucking photograph. How is that going to change your life in any way? Yeah, dude, give me shit.
Because there's cringeworthy shite, I was watching the Graham Norton show, and was it Tom Hiddleston? Oh my God! They were going, do your Robert De Niro impression
in front of
De Niro, and De Niro was he was in a kind of a mood, I'd say, that evening anyway.
He just sat there like,
oh, did you see it?
Yeah,
and it wasn't a good impression.
No, and I think Hiddleston knew it because he was really nervous.
Yeah, halfway through it's
because I swear to God, sometimes I just did Chris Walken there now. Yeah, I'd be happy with it, right?
Yeah.
But there's other days people ask you to do it and you're like, hey, wow, so... And you're like, oh, that was awful.
Borderline Arnold Schwarzenegger nearly at that stage. Like, it's going into...
Hey, get to the chopper. Get down.
There's still some... Yeah, and that's it. Like, did Arnie ever think, I wonder, coming over to getting his English lessons and all the rest of it, did he ever think, do you know what? What's selling it is my accent.
It's my accent, absolutely, yeah.
You know what I mean? Does he ham it up now at this stage?
He has to. I would say from the I would say from the early 90s on, he was like, no, this is it.
Because I read his book and he said he just made peace with it.
Yeah.
It's a great book to read, actually. Jesus Christ. Yeah. It'd inspire you. All right, not to go banging your maid, like, obviously, but it would inspire you to go...
I have to dust off the furniture.
This fucker just never switched off. He had like 4 hours sleep a night. He just never switched off. He was like... But then he said... I was reading it, and I think it probably helped that he married into the Kennedys, because they're a corporation. Like, they all live in the same compound and everything, like, and it's over to Major's house for dinner, or Eunice's house for dinner, or whatever, every evening. And they're all going, well, what you get up to for the day? Yeah. And by the way... Tell me you fucking got up to something for the day. Nobody seemed to have the story where I fucked around and just... nobody had that story. Everybody was like, what?
I just woke up, watched some TV.
Some porn.
And, boss, cracked one out.
But nobody had that stuff. Everybody...
Then I took the dogs for a walk.
And it all seemed to be ran from Eunice and Major. Basically, they said, you're at fucking nothing unless you're at something. So nobody was allowed to fucking rest at all. Like, even the wife was crack, and she was like,
you are a Kennedy.
Exactly. Quite literally,
yeah.
Don't be fucking, do not be slacking. And every opportunity you can, be doing something at 100%.
Because the story of the Kennedys was with Joe Kennedy and Rose pushing the Jack and Bobby.
Oh, yeah.
Even down to a game of touch football. They would knock lumps out of each other.
Which I suppose translates over into, what was it, Wedding Crashers? Do you remember Wedding Crashers?
Yeah.
Owen Wilson would be one, even though he's not a massive actor, but he has a hook. Obviously, he has a hook. He knows, like,
you know, it's just wow. You gotta say wow. Wow. Just be really impressed by a lot of things.
I suppose. Do you know what? His voice, I think a lot of it comes through that flappy nose.
Constantly. Oh yeah, your diamond nose. You ever notice? You're stoned all the time. Wow. Even in that sofa ad, he's like, wow, it's a sofa.
But do you know what? I like him for the fact that he didn't go and get the nose straightened.
Yeah.
Do you know, he left it fucking busted, like, you know. That's his selling point.
Yeah. It's like Bogart.
Yeah.
He crashed and...
oh, yeah.
Broke a couple of teeth and got a little thing, and then he had this thing going on, and he went, fuck it, that's a hook. Because it's always been character actors. I've always been like, obviously you can appreciate, but I personally, I don't think I've ever gotten the full appreciation of, we'll say, like, De Niro when he's just being De Niro. I probably don't get, sometimes I'm going, geez, that's really good acting. But I'm entertained by people who are completely playing outside of who they are, that kind of way. Just the difference between a leading actor and a character actor.
Yeah, it's true. Like, did you ever watch? And I've only started to watch him now because we started talking about this politician that actually I met one time from UKIP. I told you that story how your man wanted me to write for him. This UKIP MP
write for speeches.
Yeah.
Did you throw in a couple of gags and all
I was going to, but it never transpired. UKIP kind of dispersed and all the rest. But he came to a gig I did in Brussels.
Right.
And he was so impressed with me. Really fucking liked my attitude. I was like, what? I don't share any of your rhetoric. He goes, don't worry about that shite.
I don't.
Ah, kid there, he'll fucking write in what needs to be fucking written. You just write it just like how you fucking speak. I like it. I was like, okay.
Straight for Mart.
Oh, he was just a mad bastard. But he was spitting out while he spoke. He had a ridiculously loud tie. He foppish fucking hair. And he would bang drinks for Oppa on UKIP. Way!
Jesus.
And it was just bananas. But he reminded me of... So there's Patterson. Do you remember, like, Dave Edna's other...
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus
with the...
Oh, my God, the teeth and everything.
The drooling.
Oh, like, I've only started watching it back, but it's one joke hammering into the next joke and into the next joke. You're like, holy fuck.
Powerhouse.
Oh, my God, just watching it in action, like, and just, even while they're banging out jokes, he has this huge dildo in his trousers to make it look like he's got a man, and he's doing it. He's doing his opening 10 minutes, and this thing, whatever way he's got his hand in his pocket, he's tilted out.
It's moving.
It's moving, so it's getting even bigger and bigger as it's towards his trousers. And so there's already the running joke with his giant cock, And he's just layering on the... Oh, well, as Australia's... You know...
Yeah.
But he's obviously seen a couple of those fuckos that I met, like that guy.
Yeah. Oh, he's based that on someone, obviously.
Oh, yeah. But just so good at it. And then to flip me... Damn, like we were talking about the League of Gentlemen.
Yeah.
Like imagine the fun from going from one day to the next on set.
And the thing was, they were on the radio first. That's the gas.
Was that it?
Yeah, they were on BBC Radio 4 or 3 or something like that. So Pauline and all the Mickey and whoever and Ross and all those characters, they were all on radio. So when the BBC says, right, you're commissioning a TV show for you, so you're going to be on TV, they had to then decide.
Oh my God, the actual characters.
What they look like, their mannerisms and all that, you know.
I love the meat bit.
Yeah.
I love that, but it's never spoke about. Like
Hillary Brish, yeah. What's in that bloody thing? Why does it make your nose bleed and all that? Oh, it's some dark stuff.
It's some dark shit.
Yeah.
Like Papa Lazarou. Oh my good God. To get
Hello, Dave.
You're my wife now, Dave.
You're my wife now. Apparently they all stayed in a little bedsit, or at least two of them lived together.
Right.
And maybe with another guy called Dave, and the landlord, a Greek landlord, I think, would only deal with Dave when it came to rent and matters of the apartment, anything at all.
Yeah.
And he would knock on the door, you know, and go, "Hello, Dave." And they'd open the door, and it clearly was Reece Shearsmith or someone, you know, and he'd be like, "Hiya," and then "Hello, Dave," and he'd be like, "No, Dave's not in," you know, and he'd be like, "Dave." I'll tell you what, we'll get Dave to give you a shout when he comes back, you know, but that was it. That's why Papa Lazarou goes, "Hello, Dave."
That's Papa Lazarou is probably his fucking name too, like.
Perhaps, yeah, Mr. Lazarou, perhaps. Yeah.
The last time we gigged together was in Port...
Abbey Leaks.
Abbey Leaks, it was in Abbey Leaks.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
With the guy who said, "I'll MC this."
Yeah, he goes up before Mark Doherty to MC it to a room. Oh my God.
Oh Lord, we really talked about him the other day, myself and Larkin.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we really talked about him the other day, to the point where we're kicking an idea around. We're putting something together with ourselves and Paul Marsh.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk too much about it now because it's just at this stage. But I think we're going to get together and we're going to do a little tour, and the show's going to be kind of a half our stand up, a half scripted, a kind of a play thing and an interactive thing.
Brilliant.
And Paul is going to be an MC, but
Paul is the new Al Porter.
And we were thinking maybe we were going to base it on that guy.
Oh my God.
You know, a fella who's like, "Yeah, I got this," you know what I mean?
But he needs to get a shite jumper. Like I just imagine like the MC to have a really shit jumper.
Jumper, okay, yeah. Okay,
you know, but like the night when the parish priest walked in, just as I was about to go on stage, it was like, oh well, okay.
Yeah.
And the thing was, the parish priest was chuckling away. Like,
he was laughing his arse off.
It was just the older folk around him were going, "Oh, Jesus!"
Now I have to face him now. You know, laughing.
Of course, I probably pumped out more curse words than I've ever pumped out. Because I just went, just in spite of the situation.
Yeah, and then you hit something and went, "Oh, there you are." You know.
Oh yeah. Now you fuckers.
Right, now I have you. Okay, that's what you want.
It only took 15 minutes to find what you find funny.
Yeah.
But it was fucking hell, like.
We find ourselves in situations like that, don't we?
They're rarer. Thankfully, they're getting rarer, aren't they? Like the less, because you have your regular slots, which is class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Every week, like.
Yeah.
But I suppose the spot, like, we did. Was it the first year you did Edinburgh? Did you do was that the stand? You did the first year you did Edinburgh.
The first year we did Edinburgh, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
It's a sweet spot to land on your first year.
As in, like the first time we stayed for a month.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, that was it. We did the stand 5, if I remember.
Was it?
Yeah, down on Andrew Place or something. Andrew Square is where we used to flyer and all that. But yeah, that's it. We used to we used to flyer that square every day. And then go down, just saunter down the road to the stand and do a nice gig.
Beautiful.
It was really nice because then...
Because early on you got a 5-star review. I remember that because I was there that year and I was like, that's the lads.
Oh yeah, that time when we gigged together underneath the cafe. Was it called Taylor's or something like that? That's awful.
Yes, it was. It was Taylor's. Yeah. It's gone now.
No, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no booze or anything in it.
It's
like coffee.
It's a weird cafe. Like it was like, all right, BYOB, and you could just hear people throughout any gig you were doing. In there.
Oh yeah, that year. Oh man, God, yeah, we gigged all over the place. We just took any gig we could get when we were there that time. Yeah. No, just that we weren't there for the full run though that time.
Was that not the full run that time?
No, the first time we did the full run was a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? We need to do it just once, so we did it.
Because there was another spot I was thinking of that we had done together. Where had we gigged together prior to? Oh, and I was only talking about it the other day. It was in Castle Bar.
Yeah. Oh,
do I need to say anymore? Like
the Castle Bar. No,
oh my God!
And we're going back there soon because we want to like take this show to the Linen Hall, and so I'll probably get another gig with Jer.
Yeah.
But that night,
wow,
that was insane.
Jesus!
But the jokes we were saying were standard, totally wired jokes. That
to give a context here to the listeners,
yes.
Basically it was a gorgeous comedy club run over in Castle Bar. And I'd been on, Paul Marsh had been on. And I opened with a little bit because we just had honeymooned in Mayo. I did this throwaway silly bit about this little old lady, like the one who had the brick and brack shop on Last of Summer Wine, where you just found yourself having to buy something off her. Well, this magic little old lady with a funny beard came out, and before I knew it, I was in the shop. I don't know how it happened, but I ended up buying an anvil, right? How? On my honeymoon, I don't know. But I was just, and people saw this as being a silly throwaway thing, right? Move on to the actual material, let's have a good show. Marsh went up and did his usual stuff and was talking about hitting his mid-40s and stuff like that and shit going downhill. We're in the green room at the break. This mad one walks around into the green room to us, has a go at me about not all women in Mayo have beards. And I went, okay, you're a whole... I says, because at this stage I was into the pints. Yeah. I says, you're a whole bag of crazy that I don't fucking need. And I walked away. Marsh, of course, she has a go at Marsh. And Marsh is a far nicer human than I am. And she was going, I'm in my 50s and some people can still have
so she had a go at you for beard, and then she went, all right, now you and age.
Yeah, and I walked the fuck away. So she was assuming that everything that was being said to the general public that was in this room of maybe 70 people, everything was directed straight at her.
Yeah.
And meant every bit of it for her. And then ye came on stage. And you were doing your brilliant banter back and forth. Not with her at all.
No, not at all. Just
what did you say? Did Larkins throw out something? Did he throw something out?
It was something like she was bantering. But I think what we say to some, if there's a girl and they give us a bit of grief, gentle banter, a bit of back and forth and whatever. And it even happens in Fitzgerald's where we play every Friday and Saturday. There's a line where we go, hey, love, you know what? The man who hurt you. The man who hurt you, he's not here, all right? I'm not him. He's not here tonight. Yeah. And they usually kind of laugh, about that. Or their friends go elbow them and go, But, we said that to her. I think that's what we said to her anyway, what we were generally gisting at. And she just snapped. And then we continued on. But I could see that she was saying to her friends, I want to leave. I want to leave. We're leaving, and her friends were like, "No, it's all right, we're leaving." And next thing, she started to cry, and we were like, "Oh my God!"
But did you remember what she said?
She stood up and she said, "That wasn't funny. My husband left me."
Yeah,
and started going like that.
So, and what was weird is because I was probably about 5 pints in at this stage, the guffawing that I did. Like I was, because I love awkward moments, and I'm just waiting for that, and I could see her shuffling up because I was standing over the side, and then she stood up and said that, and the place just went silent.
And what you're saying isn't funny because my husband left me.
Oh my God! I started fucking howling. Then I couldn't resist. Then I started,
and I kind of went, "Oh, sorry," or something like that, And Laura went, "Well, I didn't bloody leave it."
Yeah. And then she stormed out.
She stormed out.
But the fact that her friends didn't even go with her tells you everything.
And they kind of looked at us and rolled their eyes and everything because your mum was hammered as well. She was pounding the Chardonnay.
Something else was, I would imagine, was on the fucking menu that night.
Oh Lord!
I would imagine that.
And she took forever to leave as well. She was gone, and then she kind of stood at the door for a minute or something like that.
Totes okay, but brilliant.
Oh yeah,
brilliant.
And so when she left, then and then we just kind of did our awkward. Ooh. Yeah.
Everybody loved it.
Oh yeah, and the song was Sex Face we were about to do, and that might have been part of it as well. I don't know, but so we were getting to do this, and then we kept stopping the song and going, but what did we actually say to her that was so hurtful?
I think somebody's going to. I went to storm out as well, like it's just.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm out of here.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
You bastards. And then a couple other audience members started to play it. What was brilliant is that she's not actually from the local area.
Yeah, okay, right.
But then a fella told me the other day, I was talking with a guy from Galway.
We spoke to her friends afterwards and everything. They were like,
But I was talking with a fella from Galway who's now living in Castlebar, and he was saying that he goes, she easily could have been from here. I says, no, people said she wasn't. He said, Tom, I'm telling you, there's some amount of mad fuckers living here. He says, there seems to be people with mental issues and stuff that were living outside in cared homes and stuff they've brought them into the town now. He says it definitely, for a small town, he says it has a high population of strange folk.
Yeah.
Whether they be mentally ill or one thing or another. But he says it really does. In the middle of the day especially, he says there's a lot of mental illness walking around Castlebar.
Wow.
Yeah.
I took this woman to be just like fresh from a divorce.
Now, if we've any West of Ireland listening people, I'm only saying what a man said to me, who's now living in Castlebar. I have no opinion on the fact. I don't know how many strange. I had a good time in Castlebar.
It was a fantastic night.
One thing I did notice when we're over, anytime I'm over west, is there must be nobody checking NCTs over there. I saw cars in Castlebar that wouldn't make it out of the deepest jungles of fucking Africa. Like, they were just like wings falling off, and in fucking bits.
How do I show money up the road?
Are they just nipping into town and just getting away with murder? Because why the fuck have I attended to a car when you... It's just...
We do things
lawless.
differently in the West.
I love that, just lawlessness.
We do,
just,
absolutely.
Yeah.
There's always a sense of
gun rack fitted to a micro.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
not? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they thankfully, the madder ones. Do you ever get any flip outs? Because, Fitzgerald's... Yeah. You get but see, I suppose you're battle hardened too. Like, doesn't matter what hen night walks into fucking.
No.
Because Fitzgerald's is on the keys, isn't it?
Yeah, just so you know, like when we gig in Fitzgerald's, it's we do a lot of covers on but there's a lot of banter with the audience.
Yeah.
But no, they just kind of go, well, this is your shtick, obviously. Most people pick up on it straight away.
Yeah.
Oh, is that your act? Is it? Oh, okay, I'll buy it. Okay, I'm in. And you give them some gentle ribbing or just full out slagging. You know what I mean? And they just kind of are okay with it. Lately, we've been saying, Lork's been saying, she's been doing this 10 years. Never got hit once.
Yeah. How long has Totally Wired been on the go?
Totally Wired. You asked earlier, like. I joined a Bee Gees tribute act and he was in it.
Oh my god, I totally forgot that. That is amazing.
He was in a Bee Gees tribute.
Who was
act.
he?
He was Robin at the time. Yeah.
And you were Barry.
No, I first joined as Morris because they were rehearsing in the factory studio on Barrow Street, which is sadly no more, I think.
Yeah, it's gone, I think.
It was an awesome place, like huge, steeped in Irish music history. But I had a friend working there, and Lork and his sister Gwen were running this Bee Gees tribute act.
Yeah.
And they were rehearsing down there, and they needed a Morris. One of them, a guy who's playing Morris is leaving.
Right. Morris is fucking off.
Yeah, Morris is fucking off. We need a new Morris. And they said, and I said to my friend, if you know of anybody, and my friend went, oh, I know this guy, he's ridiculous, like, he's always bloody doing voices and silliness, and I'm sure he'll be, he used to be in a band, I'll ask him. So he asked me.
Rocked on up. And did you go full bell bottoms the whole lot?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, shit, I wish that was still around.
After I used to mime the keyboards, right? Because Morris was on the keyboards. I could play keyboards, but they had a keyboard track. And the rest of the band was live. We sang live, and the music was live.
Right.
Absolutely. And, we proper sang like the Bee Gees as best we could.
Yeah.
But then after a while, I was promoted to Barry.
Yeah, because I would have had you as Barry. Yeah.
So we used to do these. I'll just be the Christmas gigs were our big thing.
Right.
We do about 20-something nights.
Where?
Stillorgan Park Hotel, the Regency Hotel.
Oh my God.
Places like that, And you'd be booked in every year, every year you'd find yourself at the Stillorgan Hotel for like the guts of a month.
Nice.
Night after night. But yeah, it was full gear. Black platform shoes, white bell bottoms, like skin tight. Yeah, you can count meat and two veg. Black shirt, white waistcoat, white blazer, shirt open.
Nice.
Fake kind of medallions and all that. Basically, we dressed like John Travolta did in Saturday Night Fever And the way the Bee Gees never dressed.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you wore a big Barry type wig.
Amazing.
And a pair of aviator shades. And we actually used to paint the teeth white with this theatrical.
Stop.
Yeah. Whitener, teeth whitener.
Probably now is cancerous or something
yeah,
like that.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Jesus, I forgot. I remember you throwing that away in a mention one time in a car trip somewhere, but I never that's wow.
So we did that for years, and then we stopped doing the Bee Gees because it wasn't as popular, the tribute act scene.
Have you seen those Asian kids?
That weird little video.
God.
Yeah.
They're incredible, but it's like
somebody tagged me in that, and I was like, "That's creepy as hell." Yeah.
So that was and from there then.
From there then we were in live bands together the same people and we would just play in bars and stuff. That was great crack. The Kitchen Temple Bar and stuff like that.
Nice. And
then there was little 2-piece acts were going, like Lork and another chap from the band were doing a little 2-piece in bars, and I think the guy couldn't, if I remember correctly, couldn't make a few gigs.
Right.
So I would step in for him. And then after a while, your man went off and did his own thing, so it was just myself and Lork.
And you found yourself hanging out talking...
The tunes, and then the odd night we'd... because we knew each other so long, we were just bantering with each other and bantering with listen, people were laughing and shit. So the act then... This is the pub act. The pub act then became us singing covers and joking and laughing as well.
But then your comedy club acts then is completely... Well, it's not completely different, but you obviously have all your own material then.
Exactly.
It's all your own songs.
Yeah.
Was it... Which one was... There was a music video made for it.
Yeah.
Was it for Republicelli?
It was, yeah.
It wasn't Sex Face? No.
No. It was Gay Best Friend.
Oh, Gay Best Friend! I fucking love that song. I haven't heard that in ages.
No, we haven't done it in ages. We kind of put that one to bed a long time ago.
Why?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Did anybody ever get miffed with it?
You know what? They probably would today.
Yeah.
And
probably not gay dudes.
Yeah.
Probably not gay dudes.
No, because
it'd be somebody who's not gay at all.
Yeah.
And has nothing to do with
we used to do it, and there'd be somebody in the audience, and you just knew, and you'd sing it to them, and they would be clutching they'd be in stitches,
Go away,
and their friends would be going, "That's you," you know what I mean? And they'd love it,
Brilliant.
I was also, Tom, the guts of 8, and no pun intended, but the guts of 8-9 years ago. This wasn't this. This was this.
Oh yeah, because you did the whole.
I was quite happy because I used to pull the t-shirt up over my head like a Puerto Rican queen,
Yeah.
And I would give it all that, and I was quite happy to do it.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, my shorts are getting bigger too. To be honest with you,
a few years ago when we were still doing it, Lork had laughed because he would literally. There was a whole bit where he'd open the song and he'd sing the first lines and da-da-da-da-da. And then I'd turn around to take my jacket off and do the t-shirt thing.
Yeah.
But he'd hear me go... as I turned around and it's all held in. And some nights he'd go, I'm waiting. And I'm like, I can fucking hold it.
You bastard.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, brilliant. So did you know what? On that final note, I'm going to let you finish up. Where can people find you? I mean, you're the most podcasted man ever at the minute, between TCG and all the rest of it.
TCG and...
but where can people find you, just to give them a quick rundown before the dog loses its mind?
Yeah. So give us a shout on Facebook. If you can follow us on Facebook. You talk about Totally Wired.
Totally Wired, Emmet Quinn, all the rest of it. You can be found every Friday and Saturday night in Fitzgerald's?
Yes. And at Totally W, you can tweet us there. Fitzgerald's every Friday and Saturday night from 9:30 on. Those gigs are about 2.5 hours long. They're mighty crack. We've been doing them for years.
They're brilliant.
And then Portobello of a Sunday night.
Oh yeah, Portobello on a Sunday night.
Portobello of a Sunday night about 11 p.m. to 1 a.m.
What a great time to be fucking rocking it, because you'd have a few on board at that stage.
Completely.
The crack is good.
They're unpredictable gigs, but always good crack.
Brilliant stuff. Well, I'm going to put all the descriptions of these in the yoke.
Yeah.
One final. Who would you like to sign off and say goodbye to the listeners?
Who
would you like to?
Well, now, because I've been gigging all weekend and I spent yesterday doing a podcast for about 10 hours, my voice is way down here. So, like a narration at the end of a movie, Emmet like to sign off as Morgan Freeman. And
brilliant.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks for having me. And I'd like to thank you especially for the Le Petit Parisian. Sorry, my French ain't good. Nice strawberry tart.
How good was that? Getting signed off by Morgan. I'm not even going to try and do it. How good was that? Getting signed off with the Morgan Freeman special. How fucking good. Like I said, Lorcan will be on at some stage with Emmet. I'm going to have the two boys on and we'll do it like a full musical one where the lads get the lads' gear in and everything else. If this is your first time, don't forget to hit subscribe. I've gotten iTunes sorted. They came back to me. Here's the fucking thing with iTunes. This is how mental iTunes is, right? I happen to be looking and linked to, I think, the American one, right? For some reason or another. There's all different iTunes. Rather than there being just one web page for one thing. There's ones specific to your territory, right? So there's people listening to this in other countries who aren't seeing the iTunes page that we are listening to. Turns out I was looking at the American one. That was the one linked to my Twitter feed. The Irish one is still there. However, I was looking at that first time. All the reviews and even more are on the Irish one. There's even more again there's a UK one. There's even more reviews on that again. So thank you very, very much to everybody for leaving your absolute cracking lines and all the rest of it. I was assuming it was the American one I was looking at. Maybe not. Maybe no, because actually, do you know what? We get a lot of listeners. I don't know what generic one I was looking at. It had one little thing down the bottom. So it turns out, on so many other platforms, for the love of Jesus Christ, wouldn't they just make it handy and just put them all together in the one? But anyway, I'll explain to you on Tuesday the complete fucking banana shit where I'm pretty sure I was talking to some fucking android. We got it sorted. So do keep up your if you wouldn't mind, if this is your first time listening on iTunes or whatever platform you're on, and you can actually rate on it, that'd be fantastic. Give it 5 stars or the top or the thumbs up. If you don't think it's worth that or any less, don't bother, honest to God, because if it isn't the full whack, it just hints at what everybody else can put up, you know what I mean? So if you don't want to, don't feel you need to. It'd be great if you did bang out a 5 stars and maybe throw us in a couple of words too. I love reading that shit. If people are enjoying it, I need to hear this because I can't physically see you. So why not fucking leaving out fucking gas bastard enjoying the shit out of this while fucking horse. There's a dog. Anybody was asking about where the dog is? There's the dog. Losing her fucking mind with the rabbits next door. Like I said, it'd be great if you left us a review and all the rest of it. Do you know what? Follow me on all the normal platforms. Go ahead. And I want to see more of them pictures from the fucking weekend. Do you know what I mean? No matter what you're doing. If it's chasing hens around the field, if it's fucking cooking barbecue, if it's drinking pints, if it's just fucking having the crack, I don't give a shit. I want it banged onto me and we'll talk to you next Tuesday on the Ramble Pod. Good luck!